Today, our goal is to be able to use a ruler and measure the item using centimeters. So when we use centimeters, we want to make sure that we line up the edge of the object with the 0 mark on the ruler. So if you look at the ruler that's provided for you up here, notice how they have it starting at the 0, not the edge of the ruler, but at the 0. So we lined the crown up starting at the 0, and if you look carefully, you can see that the crown to the nearest centimeter would be about 9. Okay, so we would mark down that it's 9 centimeters long. Okay, we want to make sure, if you look up here, it says line up the left edge of the object with the 0 mark on the ruler. So that's why we always start on the left-hand side on the 0, not the edge, but the 0. Let's go ahead and practice. It says to measure the length to the nearest centimeter. Now we're going to use a ruler that I'm going to show you. So I have a ruler right here, and what I want you to really pay attention to when you see my ruler is that it has a cm. That cm means centimeters. If I turn the ruler to the opposite direction, I see inch, and that's what we used to measure with before. But today, we're going to use centimeters. So when I line my ruler up with the object, okay, I can see that this paintbrush to the nearest centimeters is how long? What do you think? Right, I would say that it is to the nearest centimeter about 13 centimeters. So I'm going to mark down 13. Let's look at the next one. When I look carefully, I'm going to line my object up to the 0 on my ruler. 0 centimeters. When I look across, how many centimeters long is my object? It is 8. That is correct. Okay. Let's look at the last one on this page. If I line my object up to the ruler, did I do it right? No, I did not, because I did not start at the 0. Remember, we always start on the 0 mark. Okay? So if I start at the 0 mark, how many centimeters long is this object? What would you say? About 15 centimeters. All right, let's do a few more together. Okay, it says measure with a centimeter ruler. If you look carefully, the centimeter ruler is already provided for us. It tells us that we're measuring in centimeters. If you look, you can see that they lined up the object starting at the 0, exactly what we talked about. So they're starting on the 0, and if you look across, you can measure. And to the nearest centimeter, what would you say the answer would be? I would say also 10. That's right, because 10 would be the nearest centimeter mark. Let's look at number 2. This one is a little bit trickier because it's a multi-step question. I want you to look at it. It says, a pencil was on a table next to a centimeter ruler. The left edge of the pencil was not lined up with the 0 mark on the ruler. So if you look carefully, you can see that they lined the pencil up on the ruler, but they didn't start on 0. Okay, so if you look at it, you can't say that this ruler is 13. 13 would not be the right answer because they didn't start on 0. So what is the length of this pencil? What would we do to figure it out? Well, we could do 2 different options. Let me show you one. One would be to count the hops from the distance between where you started the pencil and where you ended. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we could say that this pencil is 12 centimeters long. Notice how I put 12 cm. Cm is the abbreviation for centimeters. I could also turn this into a subtraction problem. I could say, okay, I could say that the length here looks like it's 13. So I could say it's 13 minus the 1 that they skipped right here. And 13 minus 1 would also be equal to 12 centimeters. Almost finished. Let's look at number 3. How many centimeters long is the rope? Okay, we did exactly what we're told to do. They did a good job. They lined up the rope with the 0. And if we look across, we can see that the rope is how many centimeters long? 8. Good job. Last one. Melanie has a paintbrush that is shown. How many centimeters long is her paintbrush? Okay, well, we see they're using the centimeter ruler. They started at 0. They lined it up on the edge. And if you look across, how many centimeters long is the paintbrush? You're right, 12. 12 centimeters long. Great job.